Hello and welcome to Gibberish Fam. My name is James and I'm joined for this episode of Cursory Conversation recorded on the 28th of May 2016 by...
Me.
Teddy?
Yeah.
Are you still going by Teddy?
I don't know. Who cares? Tanya, Teddy, whatever. They both start with T. It's fine.
How are you doing, Tanya?
I'm well. I feel like I haven't spoken to you in ages.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Bad friend.
It's just... May has just been like every Monday there's been like a deadline submission I've had to do. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll postpone Cursory Conversation, but I've got all this backlog of old like interviews I've done with people that I haven't posted on Gibberish Fam. I'm like, oh, there'll still be plenty of content, but of course I've never had time to even edit them and put them up, so I wouldn't even have time to edit Cursory Conversation anyway. I should just say before we move on that we're recording at the top of Fremantle on, I think, is it called Monument Hill?
Yes, I think so.
There's a big war memorial here.
It's a really nice view.
It's a big grass mound. It's got a view of the harbour.
Yeah.
The city, Fremantle City. You can see Rottnest. I made Tanya sit for a back to the thing because of the wind. Because the window,
Sad.
so she can't really see.
I wanted to sit on the floor, but the sun was in my eyes. So
I think you can see Garden. Is that Garden Island over there?
you know what? I can't see, James,
Over there, point.
because my
Look,
back is turned.
Look where I'm pointing. See in the distance the hills of Garden.
Yes, I can see it. Yes.
Karnak Island over there.
But it's nice. Yeah, the sun's out. It's a nice place to just chill out with a view, really.
Yeah, I was worried it was going to rain, but the sun's out right now.
We'll be okay.
And we've got the car park right there, so we can just run into the car if something goes down.
Seems we're going to have like a gang war.
I'm not a huge fan of Fremantle because they're the home of the Fremantle Dockers.
No,
Otherwise
Fremantle
known
is
as
one of
the
my
Frockers.
favourite places. It's I've always wanted to live around here. It's one of my favourite places. I think it's beautiful.
Would it be cold and windy all the time?
No.
Fremantle, the internationalist Fremantle's sort of the port city that's attached to Perth, where we are from.
Mm. And it's quite chill and hippie. It's good.
Hippie, lots of old buildings because it's where the settlers first came in.
Yes. So it's one of the only like historical places in Perth.
I guess so. Well,
yeah. I mean, with older buildings because everything's pretty new, you know. So
yeah.
it's a luxury to see.
But it
old
also has like a
buildings.
giant harbour full of tanking came, so it has a weird anti-aesthetic to it. How are you, Tanya?
Yeah.
I didn't really ask you.
Yeah,
What have you been up to
I've
since
been
we've
busy too, so it's kind of worked out all right that you've been busy at the same time. Just doing the same old sort of stuff. The few other interesting things in and around. So, yeah, just been rehearsing and
Rehearsing for
whatnot.
the same shows?
Yes, for the play.
Auditioning for other things?
No, not really. Actually, not in a little bit. I was a body paint model for my best friend the other day.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that was on Tuesday. And it was awesome. Like,
So what does that involve?
standing around naked for about 5 or 6 hours.
And you just get painted?
Yeah.
Like an actual artwork on you, or was it just patterns?
No artwork. Well, like, it depends. Because it was for one of
everything's artwork, but is it like... It's not like a portrait of someone else on you?
No. Well, it depends on what the person wanted to do. It was for
a
their...
theme, like a tiger or something?
Yeah, it was for their assessment, so everyone had different things. And, yeah, I was really excited because kind of. I'm not the most body confident person in the world, and my best friend has been doing makeup for like a year now, and I've wanted to help her out with an assessment, but I always had class, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna...
Do you have to do it in front of the rest of the class?
Yeah, like everyone's set up, and I mean, you're all half naked, so it's fine. But
What, you do it as a class?
yeah,
You're not just sitting around at home?
No,
painting.
you go to a studio, and then you get photos taken too. Afterwards.
Okay.
Right. So we
Right, but wouldn't you do that after you've been painted, or they photograph
after.
you while you're still naked?
No. Well, yeah, but you're still naked once you're painted. Like you feel a bit better about it, but you're
You're
essentially
still naked when you have
your
clothes
boobs-
on, aren't you? You just have clothes on.
Yeah, but you feel a bit better about it. But really, all that's covering your breasts are nipple covers.
You have
So
pasties.
yeah, you've got nipple covers, and I wore underwear, so I wasn't completely starkers. But when you're first getting painted and you're like halfway there,
How many
it's a
other
bit
models
awkward.
are there?
There was like I don't know, maybe like 10 or something.
And so
I didn't
you're
really
just
count
staring
them.
at each other going, oh.
No, I mean, it was a bit funny. We were just kind of all sitting there, and a couple of people had done it before, some people hadn't. So it was interesting. But yeah,
So what did you get painted as?
I was a galaxy. She painted me as a galaxy.
What are the other people painting?
There was someone who painted on, it was like a Frankenstein-y bikini thing, a sailor suit, like a mosaic thing, like pattern. Hers was gorgeous, what she did to me. It was like all these like blue, yellow, pinks, oranges and stuff in like patches and like clouds all over my body. And then she like put some like silver and like stars and black speckle all over it as well to make it look like.
So did she use like real constellations, or was it just random stars?
No, it wasn't like, she just put random ones on there from a distance because the paint's metallic, so it gives this nice like shimmer after. And yeah, I thought it was gorgeous. It's hard work for them, man. They literally paint you for 5-6 hours. I was exhausted and I was just standing there. When I got home, I was like, I am so tired from standing up. So then you all get painted up. They have a certain time limit. And then we got photos done, and they get a couple for their portfolio. So,
do you get some?
Yeah, I'll get them.
Instagram, get some likes.
I don't know if I'll post them on Instagram, to be honest. I don't know. It depends on how they. It depends on how.
Last time you were talking about how to get the most likes.
No, we weren't.
You?
Were we?
Or maybe it was someone else.
No, I'm not really that fussed, to be honest. It's more just, I thought about it. But yeah, like I said, I'm not the most body confident person. So I was like, you know what? It's a challenge for me to stand there naked all day. So I will come and do it, and it'll be a challenge for me. It'll be a challenge for you. It's great. And I did it. So, and the photos
was
are
it all girls?
All girl models. The photographer was male. Yeah. And was not gay, and he was hovering around the whole day.
Even though you didn't have to take photos until you actually finished. Yeah,
but I guess he wanted to see what the concepts were for like posing and stuff. So he was asking them. So he was asking the makeup artists, what they're doing and stuff like that. So that was fun. And then he takes pictures of you, and he's asking you to put your arm here. He was great though, but yeah, it was just a bit awkward to be like, as a female, you're so used to posing clothed generally when you're wearing a bra or something, so trying to like maneuver your body like when you're freeballing, it's a bit interesting.
How old were the models? Like,
we're all about the same age, I'd say.
Right, so there's no like 50-year-olds.
No, but it's more just it depends on how the photos turn out. If the photos turn out really like you can just see that it's just boob, then I don't think I'll post it. But if they're quite tasteful, like in the sense of like, he didn't make me do any weird poses. I just mean tasteful in the sense that it just doesn't look like I'm standing there. Is it all front on,
or like?
I think they're all front.
Back?
I think they're all front on the ones you got. No back ones.
Did they paint you back?
No, she smudged it across, but not fully. Okay. So like if they turn out that it doesn't look like I've got just boob, then I might post one because it's beautiful. I think she did a fantastic job. So like she's really talented. So I was like, yes, paint me. I had to feed her lunch because she was so busy like the whole time. And her hands were covered in paint. So they got pizza, and I'm just feeding her pizza. And we've been best friends since we were about 11 or 12. Yeah. And she's like, I'm going to have to... Have you been
naked around each other?
As females, you get dressed in front of each other all the time. So, not so much that, but she laughed. She's like, I'm going to have to touch your boobs. I was like, you've known me since I've had boobs. I don't see why this is an issue. You've known me since they arrived. Yeah. So, but that was pretty amusing when she had to paint them, because she was just like, oh my God, I'm touching your boobs. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. It's cool. But because the kind of motion that she had to do to paint them was like a dabbing motion. So it was just all jiggle. It was great. Yeah. She was very amused.
They should have shot that in slow motion.
Well, actually, that would have
got you some likes.
The photographer was standing behind her when she went to grab my boob to like lift it and start painting it, and she just took this big deep breath before she went over and groped me, and he was standing behind her, and he started laughing, and I'm like, oh, thank you for laughing at her grabbing my boob. That makes me feel really comfortable.
I 100% don't think he needed to be.
Nah, he did. Really? Yeah, he was very patient. And he tried not to I could tell he wasn't just oogling at everyone.
So why pasties? Why not just go the whole hog?
I think to help if you get a fripple.
Like hair?
What? No. If you get cold nipples.
Yeah.
You know how they become erect?
Yeah.
I think the nipple covers help to cover that in case of...
Expansion, contraction wrecks the painting.
I don't know if it'll wreck the painting, but in the photo it might turn out more prominent if you are,
Yeah.
you know, and if you're self-conscious
Well, you can
or
just
whatever.
make it like a black hole or something in the galaxy.
No, I'm good with having nipple covers. Cover some of my modesty, please. But that was something interesting.
So how do you
this
stick
week.
them on, nipple covers? I've never done it myself.
Well, it's just a little circle, and then you take the
Do you
back
shop
off
them, or you
and
just-
you stick them on.
So there's an actual product.
Yeah, they're nipple covers. How do you think women walk around with no bra on in those skimpy little dresses? They have to, without seeing a fripple. You need.
I thought they wanted that. That helps get them the likes.
I don't think so. No, some women do. Some women don't care.
Yeah.
Some do, and they just want to cover their fripples up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the kind of... Yeah, these things exist. Nipple covers are definitely a thing. You've just not encountered them up close and personal, I'm guessing, James.
I have, just through film and stuff, but I've never asked to say, is it just some blue tack you got from the shop, or is it an actual product?
No, they're nip covers.
And yeah, I went to this guy. He wanted me to help him make a music video. He's a musician, and he's just like, oh yeah, it's just some really simple stuff. And then I turn up, and he's like, oh yeah, we got to shoot this girl, and she's going to be naked in bed. And the girl that he got was his girlfriend.
Right, so you were
and
looking
she
at his
obviously
naked
did not know that a third person was going to be there filming.
Didn't she?
And I did not know that there was going to be having to film this guy's girlfriend naked, and it was a very awkward
oh no
thing, because she was not...
she okay with it?
I don't think so, because she's not an actor or a model, so she's not... This is not in her comfort zone. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, if you're dealing with an actor or a model, they do this stuff all the time. They don't care, but...
Oh, a Fremantle tram tour has just pulled up with some tourists, I imagine. So, might get
some atmosphere.
Yeah.
So you've been modelling as a galaxy.
Yeah, I felt like an Andromeda galaxy crossed with some sort of villain. It was very interesting. I'll show you a picture later.
Okay.
It's very hard to take a photo because everyone's like, send me a picture of you as you're going or when you're done, you know. And it's very hard to try and take a photo that doesn't look like you're being sexy. Like I'm trying to send like a naked selfie.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to take a photo of my stomach.
Yeah.
You know, but you're going to probably have some underboob in there. Or like trying to take a photo of like the top half, like my head and my chest. You know, you're going to get some boob in there. It was very awkward to try and just take like a nice photo for someone to see at a nice angle as well. So I felt a bit awkward about that. But yeah, it was an interesting experience. I'd probably do it again. But yeah, and then what did I do on Wednesday? I helped out with MS Day, World MS Day in the city.
What is World MS Day?
For multiple sclerosis. They have like every year they've got their day, and people just come in and volunteer and raise money for them, and
You shake hands in the city?
Yeah.
But you're not like putting on a show or anything?
No, last year...
Busking or something?
No, last year we do it through association through where I study. And last year they did a flash mob for them that they'd organised. That was pretty cool. This year they didn't. We just helped for a half day this year. But we were still... they get us to get in the suits. All the costume suits, Elmo and all that. And then they have minders and stuff. So I was a minder for Elmo and Cookie Monster this year.
Yeah.
And you just walk around with them and... Yeah, raise some money. So that was fun.
You were an Elmo?
I was a minder. I wasn't
a minder,
in
sorry.
Yeah.
And any weird stuff happen? What kind of minding do you have to keep? Don't touch the Elmo.
Yeah, basically, I have to. No, they hug the Elmo and stuff. You just have to make sure that no one spear tackles them and steals their head, kind of thing.
Did anyone try? And you had to like
no.
them?
People would grab them and dance with them. And there were like older people too that were a bit crazy. So, that was a bit boring sometimes. But you know, they're harmless. And then we spent most of the time just kind of dancing with the Elmo and the Cookie Monster, and the poor guys that are in the suits. It's very, very warm in there. If you ever see people in suit work,
I've had nightmares about being.
Oh, it's so bad. They're so sweaty, poor things. They need regular breaks because it's just awful in there. It's a sweat box. So yeah, just give them a little appreciation when you see people in suits, especially furry Cookie Monster Elmo suits.
Yeah, this short film I worked on recently. The guy, he's not sure like what he is, but he identifies as a penguin. So he's sort of not sure whether he likes hanging out with the furry community, and but he's probably more of an otherkin, which is just someone who believes.
Is this the storyline you mean?
Yeah, well, this is just one of the main characters, and
yeah.
I had to research furry culture, and it sounded kind of like interesting until I heard, I was listening to these furry podcasts, and they were talking about how hot it gets in the suit. You're just dripping with sweat, and I'm like, yeah, you really need to put some air conditioning in there before I get involved.
They have like fans in some of them.
Yeah.
If it's a fancy one, but that's kind of in terms of interesting stuff I did this week. I thought that was pretty cool. I did a lift that I'd never done before, which was fun.
A lift?
Yeah, like a partner lift. Like with.
Oh right, I thought you joined like a taxi.
No, like
Uber lift.
like a dancing lift that I've never done before.
All right.
And
how's your knee going?
That was cool. My knees are right. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same. So there are certain things I can't do, but they were like, for the routine, they wanted like the opposites to do the same thing, and they're like, if you're not comfortable or you can't do it, that's fine. And I was like, well, let me try. And I've not done pas de deux stuff before, so I was like, I'll give it a go, and I did it, and it was awesome. It's quite a bit of a rush actually, so yeah, that's fun. So I get to do one of those, like it's like a flip, and then I do the splits.
Yeah,
it's cool.
This will relate to my question of the week, but a tragedy befell me.
Oh.
The Irish lady left.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Did you ever get your coffee date?
Run out.
Did you ever get your coffee date?
No, we never organised it.
That's so sad. I'm really sad for you.
Yeah.
Did you run to the airport?
She gave me a hug goodbye. No.
And tell her that you loved her?
I think it's because you're only allowed to keep a job for is it 3 months or 6 months? Then you have to... There's a restriction
I'm not sure
on how long you can work at one business.
Over here, I'm not sure what it's like.
Anyway, her visa thing stopped. She had to leave the job she was at. So.
Oh, but she's still in Perth.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's not so sad. Go find her.
Right, but she's not. I think she has a partner. Like it's not like, it's just a work friendship, and
still,
she jumped up and says, "It's my last day. Goodbye," and hugged me, and it was all like dramatic, and I'll never see her again.
Dramatic? Did you sob?
No, I just sort of sat there awkwardly because I'm not.
Are you not a hugger?
I'm not really a hugger. I'm not against hugs. It's
That's
just that
great.
when people walk up to me, I'm like, my immediate reaction is, oh, they're going to stab me, rather than hug me.
Right.
Like the other day, it was funny. I just ran into a friend in the park, and it was quite dark, and she sort of stepped up to me, and I hadn't seen her for ages, and I was like, what the hell? Is she going to stab me or something? What's going on here? And she was like, oh, she just hugged me, and I thought that was weird. But and now I was made it noticeably weird by going, oh, hello.
Well, so that's not weird. How is that weird? You just, you were startled because you saw her in the darkness in the park.
Yeah.
I don't think that's weird.
I don't know.
You don't need to make that weird. That's fine.
Sorry if you're listening, friend, who I won't name. Anyway, yeah. And she's gone.
Wow. Did you go and sob a little bit in the toilets?
No, I just was like, that's life. That's James's life.
So what have you been consuming, James?
Well, before then, I just want talking about women at work.
Okay, sorry. I cut you off early. How many women at work do you have?
Well, this is actually at a different place because I'm a courier, so I go from workplace to workplace.
Right, yes.
And this is a different place, but a new girl started there as well. And I was like...
so you're eyeing off the new girl already?
Not really, but she's kind of a bit of an oddball. And there's something odd about her.
Rewind. Why do you think she's an oddball? What gives you that impression? Is it something she said? Is it something she wears? Is it something
not odd
she does?
in a bad way. It's just that she's...
No, but what makes you...
Usually with receptionists, you get you either get the people who are like the teenager who's just, couldn't care less about being there, or you get the old person who's very warm and they've been doing it for years. And then you get the super enthusiastic people like the Irish girl who was just like, oh, hello, it's my job to make everyone feel smile, smile, smile.
Mm-hmm.
And but she's just sort of you would call her maybe autistic, not autistic. What's the other thing? Asperger's, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
But I didn't. But it was weird. We didn't get introduced. Normally,
Does she wear a
you have to
name badge?
introduce because I walk in and take stuff from the building, and people are like, "Who's that guy just taking stuff from your building?"
Right. Yeah. The guy in the Hawaiian shirt.
And I thought it was very strange. And eventually, the other day, she had to sign for something, and she wrote down her name. And it turns out it was actually not a new girl, but the old girl, and she just dyed her hair.
Oh.
And I just completely didn't recognise her.
Oh, that's interesting.
She just went
And now
from
you think she's
a
an
brunette
oddball.
to like a redhead, but she looks completely different.
And you didn't recognise her.
Didn't recognise her. It's freaking me out. That's
pretty bad that you didn't recognise her.
I know.
That's really
And I thought she was
bad.
actually like a completely different individual.
Wow. So she's probably like, why is he acting so weird? I'm the same
Probably.
person. Wow.
But I'm thinking, how you hear about Brad Pitt. Apparently, he has facial blindness. Like he can't recognise you from your face.
What?
He only recognises
not
from the sound of your voice and your smell. And
Does he actually have that? Where did you
apparently,
read this?
I don't know if that's a rumor, but I think I have that as well. Like if a girl changes her hair like reasonably differently, it just throws me for a loop, and I just.
Well, you haven't seen me in 2 weeks. Did you recognise me?
I did recognise the colour of your hair, yeah, but it is up in a different way that I've seen. I think
It is.
I like this one.
Really?
This is a lot better.
It's better. What else have I had? Down? I've just had it down.
I'm just biased to the plait thing.
Oh, yes. I've got a side plait and a bun today.
I like side plaits.
This is what happens when you have messy hair.
Yeah.
It's the cover-up. It's great. Many females would do it. I'm sure.
I also have follow-up about pheromones, but that was so long ago I can't actually remember what the follow-up was. But we were meant to look it up to see if it was real or not, but I can't remember if it actually was.
I'm sure it's real. I'm sure there are many studies that go on and study that because, yeah, it's got to be more than scent. Natural pheromones.
As for what I was going back on topic, as for what I was consuming.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
We never talked about the wedding I went to, my friend Amy.
No, we
who's
didn't.
A fellow Chemerish Femme alumni.
Oh.
Geez, I have to see if I can find
The one in City Beach.
But she had her wedding was actually a dinner, a degustation.
Yes. Like, is that 10 courses or something, isn't it?
Well, it's multiple courses. I can't remember. I think it was only 8 courses in this.
Oh, okay.
case.
Only 8. Because that's not enough.
Yeah, and for like 250 people, so it was probably an absolute fortune.
Wow.
But I did save the...
Were they small courses or like actual full meal courses?
No, like the little treats, but they were quite large still. This is the list. Well, we just started off with brioche and butter.
You wrote them all down?
No,
okay, thank you.
I took a photo of the menu.
I appreciate that because I like food. So
I guess the first
brioche
official...
and butter.
I don't even know how to pronounce these things. The first official dish was a mousse bouche of parsnip, maple, yolk, bacon, and puff.
And puff.
Yeah, and it was kind of like a little cocktail with the egg yolk in it and parsnip. It was weird.
Was it nice?
I wasn't a fan of that.
Okay, thank you for the review. Next.
Second one, seared scallop, celeriac velvet, black pudding, pink lady, and cucumber refresher. That was quite nice.
That sounds amazing. I love scallops and celeriac and all that.
Celeriac velvet, what's that?
I have no idea. Was it red?
I don't know. You said you love celeriac.
Yeah, but celeriac velvet could be something they do with it. It's not like those kind of celeriac cucumber, that freshness. I imagine it was probably real fresh, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
This is making me hungry. Okay. Number 3.
Number 3, lion caught snapper, ocean leaves, sweet pumpkin, spinach, and tomato essence. That was actually probably the biggest dish, but it was the simplest. Like there was nothing that fancy about it. It was just
anything with
snapper.
pumpkin though is all right with me. I love pumpkin.
Then there was sous vide breast of duck, foie gras, and roasted chestnut with cherry notes.
Isn't sous vide when they just keep it in fat for a long time?
No, I think they just boil it in water.
That's right, in the bag.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, yeah.
But isn't foie gras, that's when they stuff the duck full of food, force feeding it, isn't it like really cruel?
Oh,
I can't remember.
I actually don't know. That sounds awful.
They force feed the duck to make it all fatty.
Next.
Then the venison loin, heirloom beetroot, cauliflower, flores, and raspberry.
Yum. That sounds good.
That was delicious. Basically,
Venison.
raspberry and
Yes.
venison. Beetroot, so it was like this red dish with venison meat. Tonka, and then the dessert started. Tonka bean, creme brulee, short Jane biscuit, mint.
What's tonka bean?
I don't know.
What did it taste like?
Well, it was like a creme brulee.
Oh, okay. Just fancy.
Then a presentation of strawberry, lemon curd, Italian meringue, balsamic, and peppered yellow carrot.
Ooh.
No one had the peppered yellow carrot, which was basically like, it was candied
Lies.
carrot, which is, I was like the only person who ate it, and it was delicious. And I was like, what are you guys doing?
Oh, you mean nobody ate it? I thought nobody got it on their plate. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
false advertising.
And then, of course, they had the wedding cake after that.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, so I thought I'd put that because Amy would be like, why didn't you talk about my wedding on your podcast?
Amy, that food sounds great.
Yeah, she's a bit of a foodie, so it was
Yeah.
pretty nuts. I'm scared to know how much it cost to feed that many
Don't
people that
ask.
many meals. So yes, that was going back in time to Amy's wedding.
Mm-hmm. You consumed that, yes?
The thing is, I've been consuming a lot of things because we had a big gap.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a list.
Go.
The Girlfriend Experience, Sicario,
Oh, Girlfriend
Predestination,
Experience.
Ant-Man, Sucker Punch, The Nice Guys, and Dice. And The Girlfriend Experience was the TV show. I've never seen the movie.
Yes, I didn't even know it was a movie, but I've been seeing the ads for it and I really wanted to watch it. How is it?
It's quite
Is it intense?
weird. It is pretty intense.
It looks
There are
intense.
definitely moments where you're like, oh my God, am I really going to watch this?
Why?
Well,
Like in terms of the sex scenes?
yeah, and the situations she obviously volunteers to put herself in.
Mm.
I mean, it's about a woman who initially signs up to this site where you just rich guys pay you to have dinner with them, but she is, I guess, a nymphomaniac.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah.
So she has sex with them as well, and then eventually she's basically becomes a full-on high-class prostitute. She doesn't really offer the girlfriend experience after a while.
Is it a...
Unless the girlfriend experience is just a way of getting around the laws of prostitution. I don't know.
So is it like a mini-series thing? Like, is that it? Or are they making more seasons?
I don't know.
What
They
is
might
it?
do. The girl
episodes is it as well?
is Elvis's granddaughter, the actual actress.
Oh, what's her name? Riley Keough?
Yeah, Riley Keough.
Riley
So,
Keough, yeah. Wasn't she linked to like Robert Pattinson or something, dating him?
I don't know.
Yeah. Is she
But
good?
do you want to know every inch of her body? You can watch this show and find out.
Oh, okay. I bet she's
it's
banging.
pretty. I don't know. I guess I think it was made. It must be made for the internet because it was. I don't think they could show it on TV. It's that intense.
I'm guessing she's pretty banging then.
Yeah, she's probably just your. Other than being Elvis's granddaughter, she's probably just your girl next door.
Yeah, I mean her body.
Yeah. I don't think she's just a regular girl.
Well, that's good. Well, yeah. How many episodes is it?
It's quite a lot. But it's really cold, kind of almost, because she is quite a cold person. She's almost like it's like a female American Psycho, except instead of murdering people, she sleeps with them.
Yeah, it looked intense. So I was interested to see if I'd like it.
Yeah, and it's made by a really interesting group of people that are connected to Shane Carruth, who did Primer and Upstream Colour. The movie, yeah. I think it's it's based on the Steven Soderbergh film, which I haven't seen, which actually reminds me I gotta go watch that. And the actress from Upstream Colour, which is one of Shane Carruth's movies, Amy Seimetz. Yeah, she's one of the main creators of the film. That's what made me watch it and keep going, even though it just got really kind of dark, really dark after a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I can kind of remember that, but You have to have a high tolerance for sexual content, I guess.
Oh, okay. I have a high tolerance in general with... Some people can't watch too much sex, James.
Right, yeah, but it gets really dark.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. That's that kind of stuff. It's a bit confronting, isn't it? It's certain at times.
Yeah, so that was good. Sicario was pretty... It was all right.
Is that the one with Emily Blunt?
Yeah. And I think she's accidentally become one of my favourite actresses.
She's really good.
Just
I
because
enjoy her.
I love her choice of movies. Like, she's in these awesome, badass roles like Sicario and Edge of Tomorrow, which is like one of the best movies I've seen in the last decade. And she's kind of the hero of that film. And she's also in these weird indie films, like she's in this film called Your Sister's Sister. Have you seen that?
No, I'm not.
That's a really cool film. It's a mumblecore film, and it's just like three people locked in like a beach house, and there's sort of crazy relationships between all three of them. And she's in that, and she's not even that good in that, but she's still good because she's Emily Blunt.
Yeah, no, I really enjoy her work actually. When I see her, there's nothing that she doesn't annoy me. And so, yeah, she's slowly getting up there too in terms of my favourite people in general. I love watching interviews of her as well. Because who's she married to? John Krasinski. Super cute. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I watched Predestination.
I have no idea.
Which is an Australian-made time travel film with Ethan Hawke.
Oh.
I generally hate time travel movies.
Yeah.
I like movies where people go back in time and they just go back in time and they experience that time period. But movies that are actually about time travel are just ridiculous because there's not a single one that doesn't have some kind of plot hole. And you're just like, well, why don't you just go back in time again and fix the thing you did? And the whole time you're sitting there, it just takes you out of the movie. You can never enjoy it because there's just so many flaws.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I don't really seek them out either. So,
I mean, some people are really into it. Ant-Man, just who cares?
Yeah, can't say that I looked forward to seeing that.
Sucker Punch, which I'd never seen.
Is that the one with Emily Browning, the Aussie actress?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's a strange film.
Yeah, I watched it on the plane once.
And
can't remember where I was going. Years ago.
The feature film I'm sort of developing is about a girl who can do stuff in dreams, and that people said, oh, you might want to check that out. Although this is kind of like, it's a really weird film. People should it's not that great, but people should see it just to see the idea of it. Yeah,
I'm glad I saw it at least once. But yeah, it's weird. It's strange.
It's basically sort of a girl who, she's dealing with stuff through her dreams, and so you're seeing this crazy stuff that's happening that's all fantastical, which is happening in real life, but it's got this layer of fantasy over it.
Yeah, and then don't you lose track of it at one point as well? Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen that in years.
I'd
like to know where I was going on the plane when I watched that. It must have been a long haul if I had movies.
And the thing I just saw the other day, where I went and saw it first day, it's very rare that I go to movies on the first day.
Did you see X-Men?
No. I saw The Nice Guys, the new film by Shane Black.
With Ryan Gosling and
Russell Crowe.
How was that?
It's really good. It's a bit of a mess, but it's a really good mess.
Okay.
Have you seen Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
No.
You should really see that. That's really awesome. Anyway, basically this is a spiritual successor to that because it's Shane Black doing the exact same thing but a different story in a different time period. And
okay. Isn't it set in the 70s, right?
Yeah. And it's because he's known for sort of action comedy. That's his thing. And, and a sort of buddy, two buddy cop things like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was Val Kilmer and Robert Downey Jr. And they always have like a strong female role, like
who's the female
Kiss Kiss
one?
Bang Bang is Michelle Monaghan, and in this one it's actually the daughter of Ryan Gosling's character, who's she's only 12 years old, so I don't know who she is.
Oh, the chick that was in the ad. I've seen her in the ad for it.
So yeah, I really recommend people see that because I don't know why they're bringing it out in summer because everyone's going to see all the dumb superhero movies. But please do not go to those movies and go to this movie so we can get actual good movies.
Is Russell Crowe funny?
He's playing the straight guy, so
Right.
he's not that funny.
Okay.
Ryan Gosling is the sort of the main comedic character, but he is terribly miscast in this. Like, they could have fixed this movie and made it a lot better just by casting an actual comedic actor.
Yeah.
Because I just don't believe him as the funny character.
Yeah, that's.
It's not. It doesn't really ruin the movie. It's still a great movie, but I feel like I don't know who the hot new comic actors are, but they could have got someone that could have pulled his jokes off a lot better.
Yeah, maybe. Comedy's hard, but.
Yeah.
What else was on your list?
I've got other things, but I'll save them for next week because that's already a lot.
Okay. Well.
But yeah, my recommendations. Yeah, definitely The Nice Guys, maybe The Sucker Punch, and sort of The Girlfriend Experience.
Sort of.
The TV series.
Kind of, sort of.
What about you? What do you be?
Well, what have I been consuming in terms of that? I saw Mother's Day. That was cute. That's what it's what you'd think it'd be.
What is
really.
Mother's Day?
You know the one. You know how they have like Valentine's Day and New Year's Eve and all those movies
Oh, right.
that kind of link in with other little storylines. They
Yeah.
did a Mother's Day one, and we took my mum to see it. It's surprisingly funnier than I thought it would be. Like, we kind of just did it to take my mum to see
So
it.
there's lots of people, famous actors in it.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah.
But it was funnier than I thought, but it was nice. It's not like I wouldn't be like, quick, run out and go see it. It was just nice. Go watch it with your mum.
So at the end of the film, on the credits is like, coming soon, Father's Day.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that happened to be actually. So they'll probably have one of those next year.
Have they done a Christmas one yet?
Well, Love Actually is around Christmas.
Yeah, but that's actually like a movie made by someone who's talented.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love that Love Actually, but they've got, it's kind of covers the Christmas side of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not what I wanted to talk about. My friend's been bugging me to watch Orphan Black for ages.
Oh, yeah.
And I finally decided to watch it last week, and I am obsessed. And obviously, I don't have as much time to watch all of them. But I'm halfway through season 2. But have you seen it?
I think I watched the first episode and I was like, I don't know where this is going. And I didn't watch the second episode.
Well, it kind of does that. But then for me, that intrigued me because they did it enough that it was like, what is this? That I watched the second one. So it wasn't quite annoying that I was like, okay, I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's mostly, I guess, from an acting point of view.
Yeah.
Because she has to portray all of these clones.
Okay. So
And then-
it's a girl, there's lots of clones of her.
Yeah. So she
And they have
finds...
different personalities?
Yeah, because they're all born and raised in different... They don't know
Okay.
about it. So the thing is, they don't know about each other.
Okay.
So she doesn't know she's a clone. And then she sees one jump in front of a train.
Yeah.
And they make like eye contact before this. She jumps off a train and she's like, what the fuck? We look...
Yeah.
So, and she's an orphan. Like, she grew up in an orphanage. So she's like, who is this person?
Yeah.
So she steals her identity for a bit and then finds out that she's a cop, and then all this other shit happens and she finds out she's a clone. And but you still don't really get why they were cloned. So, and like someone's trying to kill them off, and like it's quite interesting, like just from an acting point of view, because she's made all the choices she's made acting wise, they're all so different, the clones. And obviously they're all meant to be because they all grew up differently and whatnot. But yeah, like as an acting thing, it's great to watch how she like changes the walks and how she does this and that. And when they have the clones in the same room, how they do those scenes and stuff like that. So like, it's just more interesting for that. I love when they switch out the clones. Like the main one is British and like kind of a punk rocker. That's where she starts it. And then, there's one that's from Ukraine. There's one that's a soccer mum. There's one that's a science geek. There's one that's a bitch, like a pro clone. Like she's been self-aware, knows that she's a clone since she was like born.
Yeah.
And what's the other one? There's heaps of other ones. There was like a German one, but yeah. So for me, it's just interesting watching her play all the roles. Yeah, and then there's like other twists and
I've
stuff.
been tempted to watch.
Yeah, go back and watch it. Go and try it again because she does a fantastic job, and I've never seen her in anything else, as well. So I think her name's Tatiana Maslany or something. Maslany. Yeah, no, she's good. I enjoy her. So yeah, I've been obsessed with that. What else did I see? Actually, we had a movie night last night, and we watched The Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that? Or do you know of it?
Yes, I actually own the Blu-ray of it, and I've never watched it.
Go watch it. It's worth watching at least once. It's
This makes me feel old because my generation, that's like the biggest movie ever of all time.
That's
and
where
I'm embarrassed that I haven't watched it.
See, one of the quotes, I know the quote, but I never knew that's where it came from. The I am Inigo Montoya, prepare to die, or whatever it is. That one.
Yeah.
That I didn't know where that came from, and then I was watching it, and we first started watching, and I'm like, is that Mandy Patinkin?
Yeah.
It's fucking Mandy Patinkin. It was great. But they kind of, the way that they did it, you know how when they have overly farcical films like that, with the stupid humor, you can tell that that's what they're going for.
Yeah.
But with this, from the beginning, I'm like, are they trying to be serious?
Yeah.
And it's just not. The fact that they've tried to be serious makes it funny.
Yeah.
But then there are certain bits that you can tell that, okay, it's kind of catered towards that. But yeah, the first half of the film, I'm like, I don't know if they're taking themselves seriously, and it's just stupid. But yeah, it's for a once-off kind of watch. I would go home and watch it. It's amusing, and then we'll talk about it. But yeah, Mandy Patinkin was in it. And so have you...
I used to... sorry, I was going to say my Princess Bride story.
Yeah.
I used to have my own cinema, right? And
Did
at
you?
my house. And I had this I was like, I have this sort of film festival thing where people come over and watch some films.
Yeah, cute. Movie night.
It's hard to watch.
You try and make it sound like fancy. It's a movie night, James. Film festival.
Yeah, but it's a huge screen. It's probably bigger than the screens at Luna Cinemas, and it's surround sound and everything.
Where did you fit this in your house?
Like in my backyard.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
I made a giant screen.
Yeah.
And I got a giant projector and surround sound and
that's cool.
I had a bunch of people saying, "Oh, you were interested," but the thing that everyone said they wanted a Princess Bride night, I think, or they wanted a film of that era. So I think the two films had a bit of vote on was Princess Bride and I think Labyrinth, double feature. So I went out and bought the Blu-ray so we can watch it in the best possible quality, so you're actually seeing it better than you would if you were just ripping it off your own DVDs or off the internet. And no one came. So I have these two Blu-rays still in the shrink wrap, just sitting at home. Yeah,
you need to watch it. And get your friends together from your generation then. If
I don't know. I'm still bitter about them not turning up.
Did they tell you that they weren't coming?
I can't remember.
That's awful. That is awful. But yeah, no, so we watched that last night. And then what else have I watched movie-wise? Oh, last weekend, so I watched Milo and Otis. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah. Have I ever seen that?
I'd never seen it before. I'd never even heard of it before in my life.
You make me feel really old.
Well, no, because he was like, well, no, I lie. I've heard of it,
Mm-hmm.
but he was like, oh, have you seen it? And I was like, what's it about? I'm like, the name rings a bell. And he's like, it's about a dog and a cat. And I'm like, is it like cats and dogs where they talk and stuff? And he's like, no, not quite. Look, I'll show you. So we start watching it, and I'm like, what is this?
Well, the cat and dog don't talk.
Well, no, it's a narrator.
Oh, is it?
That talks for them kind of the whole time. Yeah, but
I remember as watching a child as them talking with each other.
Well, kind of. I mean, the narrator's like, oh, Milo, like...
Yeah.
But yeah, and then as I kind of got into it, I was like, okay, no, like, they've got some cool footage here. I don't even want to look it up in case it was like animal cruelty. I don't want to know how they did it, but like, the footage is...
bad news for you.
What?
You know, if there's a scene where they fall off the cliff, they literally threw cats off the cliff.
There was no scene where they fell off a cliff.
Or jumped off a cliff.
How do you know this? Don't ruin this for me.
Because it was made in Japan just so they didn't have to follow animal cruelty rules.
Oh, is that why they made it in Japan? I just thought it was like a Japanese, like, art film or something. But, yeah I don't want to know. But I think
it, obviously, because if it's just a narrator, they can just have anyone do the dialogue, and it's a universal movie, so it probably made billions worldwide. You know?
Yeah, well, there was one scene, it's probably my favourite scene in the whole movie, where Otis gets stuck on a rock in the ocean, and a sea turtle comes up to it and takes him back out to land, and he climbs on the fucking sea turtle and rides the sea turtle. Yeah,
well, that dog was never seen again.
Stop it. So
they went through something like 60
don't say that.
kittens and 40 puppies were killed or something like that. I know it was over 100 combined animals were killed or something in the making of it.
Don't ruin this for me. But yeah, they anyway, that was my favourite scene.
Well, they're going to die anyway.
Yeah, but still. But no, I found that was interesting. That's another one that I'm glad I've at least seen once in my life.
Yep.
And my friend has a pug dog as well, so I just kept sending her snap videos of this, and she's like, what the fuck are you watching? I'm like, Milo and Otis, man, I thought you'd appreciate it with your pug dog.
Were you on Netflix? Because I think these two films are on Netflix, aren't they?
Oh really? Oh good.
Is that what you're watching?
No, I don't. No, I wasn't on Netflix. I'm babysitting tonight, and I messaged my sister and I was like, do you have Netflix? I would like to binge watch Orphan Black. She's like, no, I have Foxtel. I'm like, ugh. I know. It's for the sports, apparently. But yeah, so Milo and Otis was interesting. What else have I consumed? Oh, I made a caramel slice the other day. Mm-hmm. The other week. We had a Sunday rehearsal, so I was like, I'm going to make some fuel. And I've never made caramel slice before. Like, I have a real sweet tooth.
Does this involve custard?
No.
No, okay.
What caramel slice have you had that has custard?
Well, I know a vanilla slice is just a layer of custard with vanilla icing on the top.
Have you never had a caramel slice?
I don't think so, no.
James!
I'm not a sweet tooth. So
no, you don't have a sweet tooth. That's true. Well, yeah, I have a sweet tooth, but caramel slice is actually one of the things that genuinely is kind of too sweet. It's kind of too sweet for me. No, I'll explain. So that's almost too sweet for me. So I tried to find a recipe that maybe wasn't crazy sweet and that would be nice and stuff. And like a couple of my friends have said to me that they like caramel slice, and I'm like, I like to bake and I haven't cooked in ages. So I was like, you know what? Let me make this caramel slice. And my friend can't eat eggs, one of the people that we rehearse with too. So like, good. Mm-hmm. No egg recipe. Sweet. Anyway, so basically you make the base. It's a lot of butter with flour and coconut in the base, and then you bake the base off. And then the middle is condensed milk.
Yeah.
So condensed milk with some golden syrup and some sugar and a bit of butter, and you mix it around in a pot, and then you put that on top as well. Then you bake that off too. So it gets this kind of thick, gooey consistency.
Yeah.
And then just some chocolate on top. But I like dark chocolate, and I wanted to like offset some of the sweetness. So I got this like nice dark chocolate and melted that off. And then I put pink Himalayan salt on it as well.
Sorry, what's
like,
the base?
Like flour, coconut, butter.
Okay.
And then you bake it off. So it's like crunchy.
Crunchy, yeah. And then it's just literally caramel.
Yeah, it's like
that.
Sweet. Yep. And then the layer of chocolate on top.
Yeah, okay. I think I have had that.
Yeah, and then I just put some salt on it and made it a little less.
Oh my god, I feel sick just thinking
sweet. Yeah, it was really good though. I was actually quite impressed with myself. It was a hit. So it's my baking fun for the week. This has all happened in the week. I feel like the week before I'd have nothing to talk to you about.
Yeah. This guy I met at the wedding who actually knew, but I hadn't seen him in like 6
love?
years or something. Fun?
Was it love at first sight, James?
No, we don't. We never really worked because we're old work friends, I guess technically, but I don't think we ever worked at the same time with each other. But anyway, his girlfriend I think is doing MasterChef, the dessert edition or something, where they just do desserts, and then her idea is to go on. I don't know if it's out or it's coming out or what's happening, but then she's hoping to use the publicity of that to actually just start a dessert bar,
which would be amazing.
Where you just go and get these crazy desserts, and that's it. Yeah. That's all they serve, and maybe some coffee.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. Why don't places like that exist? Just pure dessert places. It's
Well, I'm sure there's ice cream shops and stuff.
There is, yeah, but like.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I mean, like dessert restaurants. Yeah. When you go in, you've got menu like entree, main, and dessert size desserts.
I got the hottest of hot topics this week, or controversy.
Okay.
And I just want to give a disclaimer saying that I'm not talking about this just to be funny or trying to devalue anything that's going on. But I honestly think this is...
I actually don't know what you're about to say. So, yeah, this is making me nervous.
I should just add, there's a trigger warning. We're going to discuss sexual assault.
Why?
This is just a warning. I think I've solved rape culture.
You think you've solved rape culture?
Or at least I know how to solve it.
Okay. Do tell.
Basically, I think we should make it illegal to have sex in private. You have to do it in public if you want to have sex.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah. Wouldn't that solve everything? Because then, if you're doing it in public in front of other people, people can watch and they can go, is this rape or is it not? And they can decide and they can be witnesses. And so people would just wouldn't rape. Because if we just turn it around, so instead of the culture now is to have sex in private, if we just flipped it around and changed the culture to have sex is something you have to do in public, in front of other people, that would just solve the whole problem, wouldn't it?
No, it wouldn't. That would not solve the whole problem. Now I understand the disclaimer. That would not solve the problem.
How would it not solve the problem?
I appreciate your thoughts. What do you mean how would it not solve the problem? Do you want to have sex in public? Would you have sex in public?
You would have to, step over that bar.
Having sex in public is like a kinky couple thing to do when you might get caught, when you might get caught, when you might not. It's like that adrenaline
it's a
rush.
Taboo now.
It's not a taboo as such. You can do it whenever the fuck you want, but most people do it as like we might get caught. We might
get the
caught.
kids educated now.
Why change it though?
Healthy way to have sex is to do it in public, and in private, that's when things get weird. That's when rape happens.
No, that's not when rape happens. I mean, well, it does, but not...
The majority of 95% of sexual assault, I'm sure, happens in private.
Yeah, that's true.
Because obviously you see a couple having sex, you can get a pretty good sense of whether it's rape or not. If you just...
Yeah, but some people like rough sex. Some people have certain fantasies. You'd probably get rid of certain fantasies. Maybe you have to put up a sign saying fantasy activities going on. What do you mean like you put a fucking sign up?
Yeah, just bring a hammer, print it out and stamp it in the grass if you're on the top of Monument Hill in Fremantle.
Wow. So you want people from Monument Hill to come. Like, there's the thing now. I'm just I just have a vision of people being on the hill, rolling around in the grass, and having sex.
And then you can go. If someone was being
orgy.
raped, we could call the police and get it sorted. Yeah,
but they're not going to do it in public. That's the point.
That's what we have to change, though. That's the hard bit.
No, but these people.
Easy.
Yeah, but these people that are going to rape will rape in private, regardless of whether people are having sex outside.
Right, but now, if you hear something, some love making going on, or some strange sounds, you just turn the other cheek and say, I don't want to invade their privacy. But if you hear it now and you go, wait, I think they're doing it in private, then it's automatically rape, and you can just
That's not automatically.
Yeah.
Some people
it becomes
just
automatically rape,
no,
and then
people just want to have a little quiet time.
We get rid of all the grey.
People would want to have sex in private.
I don't know. I'm sure they want to now because that's how they've been brought up, and that's the norm. We've got to change the norm.
Then when you change the norm,
yeah.
So you're going to say that having sex outside isn't taboo, then having it inside is going to be. So that's going to change the kink. It's going to reverse.
Yeah.
So people are going to get all kinky in their private time, as opposed to in public, as you are proposing.
Yeah. So you don't think that would work? Are you just saying that because it's not the norm?
I'm going to say no.
Most people just say no just because it's like a shocking idea.
No, I'm not. I appreciate the
it's a big,
size.
bold idea.
Yeah, I appreciate the size of the idea. I do.
Yeah.
And that your level of thinking, and I'm sure that popped into your head when you were driving around somewhere.
Stood up and she's facing around.
I'm using my hands.
Yeah.
I'm sure that I appreciate that. That's great. But no, James, I don't think that would work.
I think it would also be healthier for kids that
What, to have sex outside?
No,
let me
but
ask you a
when
question.
it
Do you want to
becomes the
see couples
norm-
having sex outside? Do you want to walk down the street and just see lots
I
of
don't
sex?
want to see people at all.
Well, then why would you suggest
What's the difference
it?
between a person and a person having sex?
Well, firstly, they're probably naked. Secondly, they're making weird faces and weird noises.
You can just put a blanket over you or something. You
No!
can sell sex blankets.
Then why would they just go have sex inside under a blanket?
No,
James.
well, you still have to have, the eyes and ears visible so that we can hear and...
Oh, no,
See
that's
what's
it.
going
No. No. I'm putting my
It'll just become like
foot down.
running around the park, know.
No.
People dress up in very minimal attire and go running, and you have to watch it, and you have to see all the sweat dripping off
Oh, poor you.
them.
Poor
And it was
you.
no different.
That you...
It's just a physical activity.
What do you mean it's no different? Oh, no.
It's just a form of exercise, really.
Look, it sounds like you just want like constant porn on the go. If you
No,
ask
but
me.
if that's the norm, you're not going to...
Do you have an addiction that I need to know about, James?
No, I wish I did. That's the problem. I don't have an addiction. But I think it's my big
To
problem.
porn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's how sad for you? I'm not sure.
So yeah, hot topic of the week. James solves rape culture.
Okay. I wouldn't go that far. I don't think you've solved it. You've brought an idea.
Yeah, just this. I've heard people talking about the benefits of living in the open, because what's going to happen? The reality is, as soon there's going to be drones the size that you can't even see, and they're going to be just flying your room, and everyone's going to be able to see what you're doing all the time anyway, if they want to see it.
Pervs.
Yeah. But what are you going to do? You can't do anything about it. So we might as well get used to the idea of living in the open. And there are certain benefits, like if you're out there and you put your medical records right there at, Tanya.com, maybe someone will say, oh, something's wrong there, you should probably see a doctor. But you wouldn't have noticed because you're not a doctor. And so you get alerted to something that's weird before. There's benefits to living in public.
There is, but there is also not. Outweighs the other. There will always be pros and cons to certain things that you can't change. If I feel we overshare as a culture already as it is. And that's just going to keep getting worse and worse.
Do you think if, we talked about if you would do a cam show for money, but what if
Yeah.
What if someone was like, I want to pay, I've got this little silent drone that just follows you around and films you all the time, has a microphone on you, and it won't follow you into the bathroom or anything.
Oh, that's nice.
But I'll pay you if you just let me watch your life 24/7. Don't you think that the celebrities of the future, there's already the big celebrities that are on the reality TV shows, but soon you just be able to live stream.
True. Yeah, that's not far off, no doubt.
Live stream your whole life all the time.
Yeah, that would not be far off. Which is scary. That there are people like that would be happy to have the drone follow them around, and it's kind of sad.
Now, to finish up the show, I have a question of the week.
Drum roll, please.
But if you'd like to send us a question, you can send it to mailbag@gimerishfm.com.
Please do. Do we have any...
or tweet at gimerishfm.
Do we have any
I haven't
emails
noticed.
come
It's
through?
fair, I haven't checked, but I feel I would have noticed it if they had come in.
Send
But
us
to be fair, I also haven't sent out a thing on Facebook saying, please send it in. Mailbag@gimerishfm.com. Check the show notes in your podcast app, and you might be able to just tap the link and it'll open your email app on your phone,
or
and you
tweet
can
us.
send it or tweet it at us at gimerishfm.
Me or James or Jimrish.
Or anyone connected to the show. Just not. Anyway, question of the week.
Go.
This is. Just wait for this cyclist guide.
I feel like they're doing
Did I
it
tell
on
you about
purpose
how I
now.
would stab?
What? How you stab someone?
I would like to just. My one fantasy is just to stab every loud motorcycle.
I think you briefly mentioned it. I forgot. I think I blocked it from my memory, and you've just brought it back up, and it's bringing up some feelings. I don't know how to go about it, James. But yeah,
isn't it just the most selfish thing? Like, it's loud motorcycles or /loud cars, then smoking are the top
wasn't
two
smoking. He's just driving
things
his
other than
motorbike
murder and rape.
around.
Like,
Oh my god!
sorry.
You need to see a psychologist about your hatred for motorcycles.
But they're just obnoxious for no reason. Like,
Are they more
just,
obnoxious than you? Is that?
Don't
is
you
that
think they're
what
kind of
you feel
pathetic that someone
do you
who
feel
drives a loud
threatened
car?
by how obnoxious the people are?
No, I just don't like my day ruined by loud noises.
Wow.
Would you let your... Okay.
Question
of the week.
Go.
Going back to the Irish lady. And we've sort of discussed this a bit. This is a reoccurring theme.
Okay. This Irish lady is still
But would you
nameless to
let
me.
your partner / husband, whatever, they may be your life partner, marry someone else just to help that person get a spousal visa?
But you'd already be married to them. You say your husband?
Oh, okay, your partner. You're not actually married,
Yeah,
but you've been
okay.
with this guy
So,
for 6 years.
Yeah, give me a
You're
scenario.
possibly engaged.
Yeah. And so who is
And your
this
friend,
person? My friend.
you've got a hot friend from Ireland. You met on Kentucky, and she comes to Perth. She's like, "I really need a spousal visa. Can you please help me out? Can I just borrow your partner and marry him?"
No.
And you would just say no.
No.
Wow, just up front.
Well,
This is someone you really care about, and they need help to stay in Australia.
yeah, but you can't always get what you want.
I've never heard you be so blunt about something.
Really? Oh, well, you mean because I'm always trying to be diplomatic?
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Rewind. I'm gonna say no, but it really, of course, it depends on
Just
every
really nice.
single.
Like, please.
It depends on the situation. Of course.
Oh, you probably
but-
want to be paid for it.
No.
No. Okay.
Well, no. Even if I was paid for it, I'd feel weird about it. But, actually, I don't know, because at the end of the day, no, it depends on how long. If you'd been with someone for 6 years and you were engaged to them, or you were on the point of like getting engaged, and then that other person needs them so that they can get a spousal visa, and they'll get married. So your partner will be married to someone else.
Yeah.
That's not.
But
no.
you're still together. It's just that.
Yeah, but
you put up a charade that.
Yeah, exactly.
married.
But that's no,
Wouldn't-
because I'd
wouldn't
still have to
being-
put on a charade for
Yeah,
other
but wouldn't
people.
that charade be fun? You're an actor.
No, that would not be fun because they have to put on a charade between the two of them as well.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
You wouldn't like it if they just have a peck on the cheek now and then for the cameras.
oh, peck on the cheeks.
I mean, you're an
fine.
actor. You probably have to kiss
Yeah.
people
Well,
on stage.
not
do you?
not yet.
Huh. But
Well,
you would.
no, I have previously, yes, and I will have to. But that's for that once off thing.
Well, if you're in a theatre show, you're doing it like 4 nights a week, aren't you?
Yeah, no, that's true, but I don't know. It's different. That's a career thing. It's not a. Yeah, no, I'd say no because because when I lived in London, so just as an example, and I would joke about potentially getting with someone just to get a visa.
Yeah.
Right. So I joked about it with my housemate who lived with me for a
Yeah.
year. I joked about it.
Did he have a partner?
Becoming no, he didn't.
No. So he was
didn't.
single.
He was single, and we lived together for a year. And I joked about it. I wasn't fully serious, but if he'd been up for it, I might have considered it.
Yeah.
And then I joked about being in a lesbian civil partnership with my
Yeah.
other housemate as well. And and then I joked about finding just a random to help with that too. But most people want money, so at the end of the day, you can't always get. And then I obviously didn't find anybody that I was with in London anyway, so you can't always get what you want, and it's not if it's not the right timing, it's not the right timing. Like, it'd be different if they'd come here and they met somebody and they were like, I'm so in love with this person, I want to spend the rest of my life with them, but I can't be with them because I'm not from here.
Yeah.
Then get hitched and go for it. Do you know what I mean? Like for them. I don't see why they'd have to.
So, okay, now
Things
that
take time, and you
Which-
can't always get. Yeah.
now that you mentioned civil partnerships with a same-sex partner, let's say this hypothetical scenario: this gay marriage is legal in Australia. Your partner, 6-year partner, is a man, and your friend from Ireland is a guy, and it's like, can I get married to your boyfriend as a gay thing.
No, it's the same thing.
You'd still say no.
Yeah.
So it's not like a jealousy thing, even though.
Yeah, it's not a jealousy thing. It's more just he's my partner.
You're worried about what others might think that your partner's gone off and married someone else.
No, I don't care about that, to be honest.
Hmm.
That's not. I'm not really. I don't really care about what other people think.
So you just don't like sharing your partner at all.
Well, that makes me sound like I'm selfish. But am I selfish for wanting to have one partner?
You're helping out your friend by just signing a sheet of paper that says they're married.
Yeah, and then I can't get married to them.
Oh, well, they get divorced after a few years, and then you get married.
That's true. I didn't think of it that way. No, do not make me out to be selfish for wanting one partner to myself.
No, I think so.
Okay, so you would?
Yeah, if I want to help out a friend, for sure.
Would you?
Yeah.
Do you hear that high tone in your voice, James?
Yeah, if my lady partner, had to marry some guy from Ireland.
Yeah. Think
to
about
help him
it.
Get a visa.
But you'd been together for 6 years. You're about to ask her to marry you, and she comes in and she goes, "Oh my goodness, my guy friend really needs." Yeah, you would be like, okay.
Yeah, but we've already established that I'm seeking a frivolous marriage, and I would like a frivolous marriage. So I wouldn't want to deny my lady partner that same opportunity.
Yeah, that's you. It's situational, isn't it? You're not. If you're happy with that, if you're happy to have that kind of relationship, then why not? And then that brings up, the monogamy.
What about if the girl from Ireland brings her boyfriend from Ireland, and you have to marry the boyfriend, and so you're both getting married to help this Irish couple stay in Australia. So it's even Stevens now. You're both getting married, but you're still together.
Maybe, but you know what? Something fucked up would happen there.
Really?
There would be something
you don't
fucked
trust
up.
yourself?
Not so much myself, but there would be weird, gratitude, relationship would form in a different kind of way. Something would be. That's just asking for trouble. It is. And then you think about it, you're owing, this person's just helped you get a life in Australia, that's a gratitude, life debt.
Yeah.
That's a different sort of bond. I don't know. I would say trouble. Mm-hmm. But yeah, even Stevens would be better, but yeah, you're just asking for trouble. If you did that. Do you agree?
I think you can do it. There might be trouble, but that's the risk you take.
But why would you? Well, you take.
But I think it.
That's the risk you take.
It's an important risk. I think it'll be good. Do a good strength test of your relationship. In engineering, you have strength tests to make sure.
Wow. Can you marry someone else, please, so that we can test the strength of our relationship, please?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, James. No.
I think it's an important part of.
I don't think it's an important part of it.
A healthy relationship.
I hope for anyone who's listening, you think about it. Think about this. Yeah. If you would do this, am I being crazy selfish? I mean, obviously it's situational. You've heard me on other podcasts. Yeah. I'm not a closed-minded asshole. Yeah. But there are certain things that I'm not going to be completely diplomatic for every situation and be like umming and ahhing on the fence. I got to. Give some sort of yes or no sometimes. And yeah, but I guess, again, depends on the situation. I would still consider it, but my initial reaction would be no. Yeah. But what would you do? Anyone listening, tweet us, please. Do you agree with me
let
or
us
James?
know.
Because
tweet at Jim's
I'm interested now. Am I a terrible person?
Yeah.
James is guilt tripping me.
Jealous?
I know it's not even a jealousy thing. It's not a jealousy thing. It's just... Yeah.
There we go.
I don't think I'm a jealous person. Everyone gets a bit jealous.
But when I say that and you say no, where is that instinct coming from?
My gut.
Yeah, your gut. But what's it thinking? What are the things that run through your mind?
I
think the hardest thing is lying to your friends, saying, "Oh yeah, my partner's married someone else."
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know. I have good instinct usually.
Hmm.
So I try and follow that as much as I can, because when I don't, then I always find myself going, I literally just had this conversation in my brain and I did the opposite thing and this happened.
Yeah.
I should listen to my instincts more often. Yeah, because they can be right. But then sometimes going against them also isn't terrible.
Mm-hmm.
You can learn and discover and experience new things. It just depends on how you go about it. You have to keep your rational head as well. Anyway, yeah.
Well, it's been a great show.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in, live listeners. Thanks
you.
for listening, podcast listeners. Thanks for coming out to Fremantle.
It's a lovely day for it.
Tanya?
Thank you very much, Lee, for asking me questions I didn't know you'd prepared. Says you always
I feel
get
like I
fresh
answered.
responses.
We've discussed similar issues before, but
Yeah, no,
I
it's
wanted
good.
to dig deeper.
Okay, it's fine. It's good. I like the surprise questions. I need to just make some for you sometimes.
Well, you can always put a question of the week
I
suggestion in
can,
the show
but
notes.
I don't want you to see it.
Oh, we can put it in your own note.
I'm just going to bring
You
it
can
in one
in the
day.
show notes. You can just say, "I have a question prepared." Don't need to prepare one.
True. Yeah, I'm going to bring one in one day and ask you, and you're not going to know what it is, and you can react and have the mini freakouts that I have when I watch what's coming out of your mouth. But yeah, no, it's been good. It's a beautiful day up here. This is my favorite kind of weather. Just sunshine.
I'd have to get a photo for the cover art.
And I can wear a jumper, and yeah, it's my favorite. It's great. Cool.
The rain stayed away.
This was fun. We need to not leave it for like 2 weeks next time.
Well, yeah. So hopefully I'm not busy.
My friend Mark, hi Mark, shout out. He's been listening to the podcasts, and he's been asking me when the next one's coming up. So,
where can we find you on the internet? I know you have Twitter at Tanya Alice _ TANIAAALIS _
yep.
And I'm sure what your Instagram is.
My Instagram is
if you want to see the hot body photos, body painting photos.
If I put it up. TANCHE _ no, I lie. TANCH _XI.
Lovely. I'm the guy called Tom, pretty much everywhere. And you can find Gibberish FM at Gibberish FM on Twitter, Facebook /Gibberish FM, and at gibberishfm.com. Check the show notes for show links at gibberishfm.com or in your podcast app if your podcast app supports them.
Bye.